hat. Is that an official U.S. soccer hat or what is that?
No, this was the official USA Ryder Cup hat, which is the golf tournament.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I like that. Well, too bad you don't have an official TikTok hat because they're looks like they're in trouble.
I don't think I want one at this point.
Dude. So it's crazy. Here's the topic. Let me see if I can just show you what's on the news for TikTok. TikTok faces US ban after discovery that Chinese officials had used the app to spy on US journalists. What? What the hell? I mean, first of all, did you think that something like that was happening? Number one.
No, no, I think the whole conspiracy about China having access to our data. I'm less. I've always been less concerned about that because every app on the planet has access to our data, and for some reason, I can only think about myself and my family, and how does this impact them? And the reality is, uh, what are they going to gain from me, right? I mean, pictures of my lake condo and us on a boat, like that's everywhere anyway. So I don't
Well,
know. This is different. This is different.
yeah, well, I think it's not you and I that is the challenge. It's like stuff like this that they're talking about. Because look what the Financial Times says. All right, I'm going to just zoom in here. Let's see if it gets. I know you can't see this, Jeff, but I'm going to read out. It says, as reported by the Financial Times, over the summer, four employees on the ByteDance internal audit team looked into the sharing of internal information to journalists. Two members of the staff in the US and two in China gained access to the IP addresses and other personal data of Financial Times journalist Christina Criddle to work out if she was in the proximity of any ByteDance employees, the company says. So, what they're saying is that the potential is there for them to look at anything else, anywhere else, to be able to say, hey, well, what about this? What about that? And the fact that they used it there, saying, well, where else have they used this information or the ability to grab information like this? And I think that becomes a violation of the privacy issue that we've all been concerned about. With not with you and I, but with sensitive information, right? So this is why I think,
But what?
dude,
But let me interject there for a second. So first of all, it's said, and I'm not arguing. I'm just arguing for the sake of the conversation, not because I believe one way or the other, just for the
mhm,
reference.
yep,
But
yep,
it said two members of U.S. and two of China.
yeah,
In other words, like okay, that's fair, right?
hmm
Uh, that's number one. Number two, what is the sensitive data that we're worried about that would be inside of TikTok? Like, what am
well,
I missing? What am I missing here?
it's not. So here it is. Look, it says. So I'll read it to you again. It says, and let me go back to that section. It says, right here, U.S. and two in China gained access to the IP addresses and other personal data. Right. So what does that mean? Well, from what we've seen from the privacy settings and from what TikTok, and not just TikTok, like other companies have access to, is what other sites did we visit, right? And with any great software out there, there are loopholes to go around and say, well, not only what other sites did you visit, but what was it that you were actually reading, and what is that information that we can access directly based on what we're seeing you look at. And so that's where it becomes a challenge. Like, okay, like what else do you have access to on my phone because I'm using TikTok? Now all of a sudden, think about it like this, Jeff. When and look, by the way, I like TikTok, but I'm just saying, think about it like this.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm on Amazon and I go in, and now all of a sudden, because I took a look at a pair of socks, now you're following me on ESPN. You're following me on other websites with those damn socks. Now think of it in reverse. I visited TikTok. Now you can see that I went to ESPN, that I went to my email, that I went to everywhere else because you're following me. And in some cases, can you see what I'm seeing? Because I know you have access to the camera when I'm on TikTok. I know that you have access to see where my eyes are pointing to on TikTok, to the top, to should I actually follow this person, right? And everything else. Then it becomes dangerous. It's like, well, what do you actually have access to, and can you share that with other people when it's sensitive information outside of you and I, right? And I don't know the answer. I'm just telling you, like, this could be pretty serious for TikTok. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I do believe this has gotten to the point of serious. I just again though, my only take on it is simply that I still believe all of this is started. This is social media political, not like politics, like
I
Donald
agree
Trump
with
or
you
Biden.
there. Yeah.
It's social media political. This is honestly, the scary part is that you're looking at probably something that the Zuckerberg camp has stirred up, continued to stir up. And what are these billionaires capable of doing? Like, I get it. Like, I don't want China to have access to anything that could be detrimental to our country's safety. Absolutely not. But, you know, why am I not concerned about the even deeper seated issue here? And I don't know. That's why I guess I don't spend a lot of time being too concerned about it because, again, I think at the end of the day, man, when you and I wake up in the morning, our first function, our first concern is our families, ourselves, right? And so, and I guess I don't know. This stuff is so deep. I don't know how it's going to affect me or affect my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it'll affect you and I directly. I think it comes into play where they have access to things that they shouldn't have access to, where it's sensitive information. Look, it says it right here. It says basically, this case proves that TikTok can be used as a form of spyware, right? And that's the challenge. And that ByteDance, in line with Chinese approaches to detection and suppression, sees no problem with this. So again, I agree. It's along the lines of, well, is this what is this? Is this more political than anything else, right?
Well, why don't we use those terms spyware when it comes to Amazon, when it comes to Facebook, when it comes to Instagram? Like we don't use those nasty terms. Why? Like why is it okay based on where a company's based out of? Why does it make them safer? I mean, shit. Zuckerberg could be a closet ISIS terrorist, and we don't know. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, I mean, here's why. Here I'm gonna go to the definition of spyware for everybody tuning in, and that might help a little bit more. But when we look at the definition of spyware, it says spyware is a type of malicious software, already malicious, right, or malware that is installed on a computing device without the end user's knowledge. It invades the device, steals sensitive information and internet usage data, and relays it to the advertisers, data firms, or external users. In this case, the external users are China, and they could be using it to spy on us. But that's what the difference is between, let's say, Amazon. And dude, look, I agree with you. I know that Facebook, Amazon, and other companies have access to everything, but how are they using it? Right now,
yeah,
it comes down to intent,
yeah.
and that's where that previous highlighted section of how China uses their access to things differently, openly differently than how we use it, that becomes sensitive at that
Do you
point.
remember that? You remember the Face app that was popular last year, where it made you look old, and it found out that it was owned by a Russian company, and
Yeah,
everybody flipped out.
yeah, that was so funny.
I don't know. Again, I guess I'm just I have a different mindset, and I know there's a lot of conspiracists out there that like really just cannot help themselves. Like it's almost like they're just obsessed with the drama of that all of this brings. To me, I just say focus on what you can control, and you can't control stuff like this, and so just focus on what you can control. But I will say this, Tristan, and we can wrap up. Is
Yeah.
I am seriously putting measures in place to prepare. Now, and I've read this before, and correct me if I'm wrong here. We should probably look this up. If TikTok did get banned,
Mm-hmm.
I thought I read that like your account would basically be like you couldn't post anymore, and it would basically be dead, but you wouldn't lose everything that was in your account. I don't know if that's true or not, and maybe we should look into that.
That's a good question, dude. I don't know. I think, but in preparation for anything like this is why Jeff and I continually say, and I was looking up, by the way, who owns the Lensa app? because that's the latest thing right now. So we'll find out who owns the Lens app. But in preparation for anything going sideways with TikTok, this is why we say, look, go on YouTube, show up on YouTube, show up on Instagram, right? Show up on Twitter. On Facebook isn't dead. If you look at what Facebook is doing with Reels, Reels has the most views. Facebook Reels has the most views on any video platform out there that is short video.
Did I send you Gary Vee's video about that, by the way?
No, what did he say about that?
He's talking about Facebook Reels, saying you're missing it. Like it's go, yeah. This is
Dude,
recent too.
I'm watching it happen, and I had no idea Gary Vee. Now you have to send it to me. I want to watch what he says about that. I'm watching Facebook Reels blow up. I'm like, I haven't gotten this much reach on Facebook in years. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So, look, for those of you worried, just diversify. Jeff says it every time. Like, if you're doing it one place, just show up on the other place.
Yeah.
And for those of you not worried, diversify anyway, because
Yeah.
because MySpace isn't around, Friendster's not around, right? Vine is not around. Things change, things grow, we progress. And look, India still doesn't use TikTok to this point. They're one of the largest populations in the world. They use their own. They created their own. So if we ban TikTok, know that at least you're going to have short video on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and now you saw on Twitter. Well, Elon Musk is now saying, well, there's going to be short video on Twitter as well. So there are a lot of things that can happen in the next few weeks.
I think we're going to be talking a lot more about this over the next month. So just keep tuning in, folks. I mean, this is relevant to your social media strategy. So pay attention.
Yeah, we got some good comments on here. So if you want to read them.
We're at.
LinkedIn. Yeah. So LinkedIn, guys.
No, we always forget about LinkedIn, don't we?
LinkedIn is amazing. We still, by the way, do great with LinkedIn Lives. Unbelievable reach with LinkedIn Lives.
Where are the comments at so I can go find them?
I'll see. They're all on Facebook right now, even though we're on YouTube.
Which group in Facebook?
They are in the Lab Code Agents one or on our personal one. But here are some things that say, somebody says, and I can't, it says, I'll just put it up here. It says Facebook user. I don't know who it is. It says, I love that my name is all over China. This is so good. That makes me laugh. There's another one. No one reads the user agreement anyway. It's probably right there. And we agree to. Yeah, you're right on that one. I can tell you, I don't even read it.
And Reba is a good point. You make a good point because you're right. Everybody bitches about what they have access to, but you agree to it. So don't bitch about it if you agree to it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. And lots of other great things, by the way. Reba. Oh, Reba. There you go. LinkedIn's pretty powerful, guys. LinkedIn is doing great with video, so don't forget about them. Like, we're just giving you the news. If TikTok gets banned, don't worry. There's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts is amazing, LinkedIn. There's lots of other options. India's done it quite well, and this is why a lot of the Indian population is on Instagram as well. Very popular there.
More reason why I'm glad that my focus is Instagram, because that's where anybody who has put an emphasis on TikTok, that's where you're going to shift to.
That's true. And you also have seen a lot of the bigger influencers say that their main focus is on YouTube because they pay extremely well, and that creates an actual stronger community of people that not Native American, Arana. It's Indian as in the country of India. It was banned. So TikTok was banned there, and they created their own social media that looks very similar to TikTok. I forgot the name, but Jeff and I tested it out, and it was actually exactly the same as TikTok, down to almost the colors. And I wish, is it called like Danny Davi?
Something like that. It had a name. You're right. It was someone's name. You're right.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Jeff, anything you want to add? Are you excited about TikTok getting banned?
Before we finish, Michelle asked a good question. Do you think they will consider blocking other social media? My answer is no. I do not think they will. I do believe there is actual political agenda behind the other ones. And I believe that those other social media platforms, especially the American-based ones, will make sure that they fund properly who they need to fund so they don't get banned.
That's true. Good point. I agree with that. While we're with conspiracy theories, we'll leave you in this. Yes, the U.S. did land on the moon. The world is a circle. It's a sphere, guys. It's not flat, and
And
we'll talk about
2023 is almost here. But
we'll talk about JFK tomorrow.
Your New Year's resolutions will be trashed by February, so be better than that.
Yeah, there you go.
See ya.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, everybody.